Hi everyone, welcome back to the third part of this tutorial where I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process on how to make this felt cake tissue box. This tissue box was inspired by the look of Charlotte cakes, which is a classic French cake that has berries on top and lady fingers that line up the side walls of the cake. I designed it for use with toilet paper rolls because of their cylindrical shape. The tissue sticks out at the top of the box, which makes the tissue sort of look like the cream part of the cake. Now, this is part 3 of a 3-part series, and I've included links in the description below to the other videos that are a part of this series as well. A PDF pattern for this cake can also be found in the description below. We are going to create the tiny garnish leaves that are going to go on the cake by laying the leaf pattern on the green felt fabric and cutting it out. For this project, I'm going to be using 2 different tones of green because I felt like it, a lighter green and a darker green, but if you only have one shade of green, that should be fine as well. Before I go on any further, if you are getting value out of this video, please hit the like button as that would help me immensely to get more views of this video, and also consider subscribing to this channel for more tutorials like these. Fold the leaf in half and make 1 stitch on one of the ends of the leaves to hold the fold together. I've created 14 leaves in total, but you can create as many or as little as you like. Once you've created all of your leaves, it should look something like this. Cut out the base and the wall of the tissue box onto dark brown felt fabric. If you haven't already done so, cut 1 piece of the tissue box lid from a white felt fabric, and you will also need to cut 2 pieces of the cream pattern and place them on top of each other like I'm showing you here, and then cut a slit in them. We are going to join these 2 cream pieces together where you have just made your slit so that it joins to become a large circle. Once you have joined the 2 pieces together, make stitches around the inner edge like I'm showing you here. Carefully pull the threads so that you can create ruffles, but match the size of the hole to the hole on the tissue box lid, as they will need to be the same size. It might take a little bit of fiddling to do this, but keep going at it until you're happy that both of the holes are the same. Once you are happy with the size of the hole, pin your fabric down like I'm showing you here, as you are going to sew around the hole in the center, and this will help everything to stay in place. Sew about 2 millimeters from the edge. Grab the pattern for your tissue box wall. There should be a section near the bottom of the pattern that says on the pattern, "Cut this area later." We are now going to cut this area, as this is where the zipper will be inserted. Draw the cut pattern onto the brown fabric to mark where the zipper will go, and then cut the fabric. Pin the zipper in place. Once the zipper is in place, the wall of the tissue box should be 12 centimeters in width all around the cylinder. If you feel that it's not 12 centimeters equally around the whole cylinder, you might need to fiddle around with the placement of the zipper a bit until the width is equal across the whole wall. Once you've worked on the zipper and you're happy with the placement of the zipper, carefully sew around the zipper to attach it to the fabric. For my zipper, I sewed about 1/2 centimeter from the edge of the fabric across the whole zipper edge, as you can see here. Once the zipper is attached, you can now sew the ends of the cylinder together. As the pattern outlines, there is a 1 centimeter seam allowance along one edge only, so that the other edge overlaps this edge by 1 centimeter. The circumference of your cylinder should be 50 centimeters in total, which will ensure that the lid and the bottom of the tissue box fit the cylinder that's been created. Grab the bottom of the tissue box and pin it in place so that the two pieces fit each other neatly. You may have to give this a try a few times, as because we're working with a circle, there is a tendency for there to be leftover fabric if you don't get the tension of the fabric right when pinning the two pieces together. You might have to fiddle around with it a bit, but keep trying until they fit together nicely. As you can see here, once I've been happy with the placement of the fabric, I've pinned mine down. For my tissue box, I'm going to grab a ring and a band to make a little handle where you can hang the tissue box. I just grabbed any leftover band I had lying around and a random old keyring. The band I'm using is 8 centimeters long in length, but you don't have to make this part if you don't wish to. It's just an additional step that I put in because of my personal preference. I've now pinned the lid of the tissue box to the wall of the tissue box, adding my keyring as well. It took me a few goes to get the placement right, but I'm happy with how it's looking, and I'm now ready to sew this down. I've now sewn the lid and bottom of the tissue box to the wall of the tissue box. Grab the ladyfingers you made previously in the other tutorial. If you haven't made your ladyfingers yet, you can click on the link here to go to that tutorial. We are going to attach these to the walls of the tissue box. Line it up so that it sits neatly alongside each other. Pin them into place like I'm showing you here, and then flip the box inside out. Be careful of the needles that are sticking out. Using your beige coloured thread, make some rough stitches to hold the ladyfingers in place. We are now at a stage where the ladyfingers have been loosely attached to the walls of the tissue box. As you can see here, they are still looking a little bit loose, so we are going to add small stitches along the edge of each biscuit to secure the ladyfinger firmly in place. I'm making stitches about 1 stitch length long and making each stitch about 2 centimeters apart from each other all around each biscuit that's on the wall. After you have stitched all the ladyfingers securely into place, we are now going to attach the cream blobs onto the lid of the tissue box. Place them onto the lid so that the tips overlap the ends of the previous blob like I've shown here. Open the cream blob up in the middle and make a stitch in the center of the cream blob and tie the strings together to secure it onto the lid. Alternatively, if you can't be bothered to stitch each cream blob into place, you can just use a glue gun to secure the pieces instead. I decided to thread my pieces just because of my personal preference. Once you have attached all of your cream blobs, we are now going to attach the small strawberries. Line them up on the inner edge of the cream circle you have just created. Again, you can choose to glue gun the strawberries down if you can't be bothered to stitch them. If, however, you want to stitch them, the method I'm using here is stitching the strawberries onto the lid by pushing the needle from inside the lid to the outside surface of the strawberry, creating a tiny seed on the surface of the strawberry and pulling the needle back into the lid of the box and then tying it down to the lid. If you do this a few times for each strawberry, it will secure the strawberry firmly into place. Once all the small strawberries are attached, it's time to attach the large strawberries. You can attach the large strawberries onto the lid using the same method. Now is the time to attach the blueberries onto the cake. As you can see here, I'm dropping the blueberries onto the cake to try to achieve a more natural looking placement, like as if they've been tossed onto the cake. Once you are happy with how the blueberries are sitting on your cake, we are going to be using red thread to attach the blueberries onto the cake by sewing through the strawberries. I've tried to add a close-up view here so that you can see the red thread that I'm using to attach the blueberries to the strawberries. You might have to look a bit closely, but as you can see, I'm using a red thread. Once all of your blueberries have been attached, place the leaves anywhere on the cake you want to achieve a scattered look, and secure these in place using a green thread. I secured my leaves by threading through one end of the leaf once and tying it onto the lid. This is the final step and your cake is now complete. As an additional step, I tied a ribbon around my cake as a finishing touch. As I mentioned in my first video, this tissue box is best used with toilet paper rolls because of their cylindrical shape. I'm quickly going to show you how to best use your toilet paper roll with this tissue box so that it doesn't get caught on the walls of the tissue box when you pull the tissue out each time. We are going to take the middle cardboard roll out of the toilet paper, folding the toilet paper to loosen the cardboard roll that's inside. Once you've taken it out, the paper will continue to pull out from the center of the roll, making it easier to use and less likely to get caught or stuck inside the tissue box. And that concludes part 3, which is the last phase of how to make the cake tissue box. If you enjoyed this series and would like to see more tutorials like these, please consider subscribing to my channel. Keep on crafting and I'll see you next time. Bye!